So winter is here and gone in just a couple of days.
Man, that's a big swing. That's going to be really hard to get used to, honestly.
Yeah, and you probably wonder, is this going to be the whole trend as we go through December, or is Mother Nature going to lock us into one pattern and keep us there through the holiday season?
You took the question right from my mouth.
All right, here's the answer. So the low down, transient cold blast, they'll be in here and get out. Elevated brush fire risk, but I think we will have a mild Thanksgiving across the region. When it comes to rainfall, likely below average, but closer to average once you get towards the Greenbrier Valley. And as for November temperature pattern, we do see it should be warm across the region when you average out the highs and lows for the entire period. Well, folks, here's how our rainfall compared to average for the month of November. We are specifically looking at Beckley Airport. This is where the weather records are kept. We were 3/4 of an inch behind average. Fortunately, we had the rain in the second half of the month because we had the Steep Valley fire amongst other brush fires going on. We had a stretch of some very warm weather to begin. Now we are in a cold spell all the way through Wednesday and near average temperatures to close out the month on November 30th. All told, 9 days below average, 6 days with temperatures near normal, and 14 days with temperatures above average. El Nino, one of the driving factors in our forecast for the month of December. Warm pool of air along the equator focused in the eastern half of the equator. So it's an east-based El Nino. Typically what you see is these are snowfall anomalies associated with a strong east-based El Nino. Relatively snowy, again in relative terms compared to average, going through late November into early December. And then we hit a wall where we get very little in the way of snow for the second half of December. Temperature-wise, usually chilly leading up to about the 6th or 7th of December, and then a big warm spell for the second half of December with these east-based El Ninos. So we have the main climate driver being the strong El Nino. We also have these sub-seasonal drivers, including the East Pacific Oscillation, which will go from a positive to a negative phase and then back to a positive phase. So a warm start, then chilly, and then warm to finish with some cool weather probably right around New Year's Eve. The MJO is going to circulate from phases 4 through 7. When it goes through that cycle, we typically have warm pattern followed by a chilly pattern during the middle part of the month, and then a cool spell with a warm to finish towards the end of the month. So kind of big changes in temperatures, but the middle part of the month looking the coldest. And with the atmospheric angular momentum, basically that favors a traditional El Nino, and that typically means a warmer pattern overall for the eastern U.S. And then the Pacific North America pattern, no strong signal except for the end of the month, and that favors a colder finish. The bottom line, folks, is that we are going to have some big pressure changes, some big temperature changes, but no sustainable cold. What I mean by sustainable cold is colder than average temperatures over at least a 2-week span. And I'm looking for the first part of the Christmas holiday will be on the warm side. Overall rainfall will be near average for most of the area. In the Greenbrier Valley, a 60% chance will be above average. That means a much lower potential for brush fires during the month of December. And as for snowfall, which is what we are all concerned about, looking for about 2 to 5 inches of snow across most of the region. That is below average. 10 to 15 inches once you get up towards Snowshoe in Pocahontas County. Of course, we will have all the details in your 7-day forecast with each newscast. This is just an overall representation of what we expect for the final month of 2023. Chief Meteorologist Chad Merrill reporting for Newswatch.